You're on a flight, trying to relax, and suddenly a Karen starts a chaos with her outrageous behavior. What started pretty much as a simple complaint quickly turns into an utterly full-on confrontation with a flight attendant that you have to see to believe.
Do not stop! No! On these seats, I can do whatever I want.
From offensive outbursts to an unexpected dose of instant karma, this is one showdown that gets hotter by the second.
You put your hands on my flight attendant! Enough!
Get out the snacks, get comfortable, and fasten the seatbelts as we dive into this unbelievable in-flight drama of flight attendants dealing with unruly Karens physically. Trust me, you won't want to miss how it all unfolds. Well, buckle up and get ready to watch one of the wildest meltdowns you'll probably ever see.
You're in charge, right?
This Karen came into the airport ready for a vacation and ended up having a complete breakdown. And boy, is it a show.
Like I was supposed to go home. Right? No, you're not. No, you're not.
It's one of those moments where you just sit back and watch the fireworks go down. Karen here is ranting about everything from her grandpa to God, and even throws in a little government conspiracy for good measure.
Because of the fucking government. The government controls all of it. My grandpa is dying, and I see him.
You got to give it to flight attendants here. Their patience was very much applauded. They were on the verge of losing it and slapping her, but never quite reached a level of frustration where they hit her. With that meltdown, they kept it cool like pros. Hopefully, Karen found the peace she was looking for because she made this one flight to remember for the rest of us.
I'm trying to go to Tampa to see my grandpa. Okay, well, I'm trying to go to Tampa to see my grandpa.
Now, brace yourself for another instance where the flight attendant was done dealing with a Karen nicely. But hats off to perhaps one of the most ingenious and absurd efforts to upgrade a flight. Just think about buying 3 economy seats and trying to make them into business class by wrapping them up in plastic as if they are your cocoon. One Karen tried just that, and the flight attendant was not having it. Talk about going to extreme lengths for a bit of extra legroom. I mean, who even thinks of this? But when the flight attendant stepped in and started tearing down her DIY luxury suite, you could practically hear the collective eye roll of everyone on board. And when she started shouting, classic Karen behavior.
Do not stop! No! On these seats, I can do whatever I want.
Unfortunately for her, plastic-wrapped business class is not on the menu, and the only upgrade she's getting is a one-way trip to detention if she doesn't pipe down. So you thought the last clip was insane. Just wait until you see this one. Next up, and just as disturbing, is something we don't see every day, because in this clip, a flight attendant slaps an ex-NFL player who was a Karen. Whoa, talk about a high-stakes encounter. I just can't believe it got that far. It's like the level of drama went from minor inconvenience to full-blown headline news in a matter of seconds. That ex-NFL player must have thought, did I just get caught on some reality TV show? At this point, I really think there should be warning signs on the airport saying it may contain unexpected confrontations. Time for another classic Karen drama on a flight. This one is wild and seems to have come straight out of a movie scene.
Because you couldn't let my dog sit on my lap?
Damn, let's go.
You. All of you.
We've all read about unruly passengers, but this Karen took it to a whole new level before the plane even took off. What set her off? Well, apparently she wasn't being accommodated enough to have her dog sit on her lap, which sent her into a full-blown meltdown. Now, if that's not an overreaction, I don't know what is. She started hurling bottles at people and even broke a fellow passenger's phone. So much anger in a clip.
Not throwing anything at anybody.
Yeah.
You called APD? Yeah. Let me find out who was struck. I'm sorry, guys.
One more word and the attendant would have slapped her before she even knew. He was ready to step in if things got worse than they already were. Sometimes all it takes is to stand firm to keep an incident from spiraling completely out of control, but you can bet a slap was on its way. In the next clip, a flight attendant finally gets tired of playing nice with unruly passengers and collectively calls everyone out for their typical Karen behavior.
But the fact that we get insulted and mistreated by passengers over things that we cannot control, it is disgusting. We're just gonna go to Charlotte because we do not want to escalate this, but shame on the passengers who have made this flight a living hell.
You can hear him, loud as clear. Shame on the passengers who have made this flight a living hell for the flight attendants. Whoa, when was the last time you heard a flight attendant drop a truth bomb like that? Things started going downhill when this American Airlines flight to Charlotte got diverted to Raleigh. They were stuck on the tarmac for 3 hours, and you know how it goes when people are confined for too long, they turn crazy. But the flight attendant gave them all a metaphorical slap with those words.
On the tarmac, I think it was like 3 hours we sat there.
Underwood says stress went from bad to worse when a flight attendant told a passenger to put his mask on.
And he called her a fat gorilla.
And then got too graphic for TV.
Our next clip is as wild as it can get. You're on one of those flights that just landed, and there is this one guy who just cannot wait like everybody else to get off the plane.
You gotta try harder!
You hear somebody saying, "You gotta try harder." Dude, this isn't a race. If you think it can't get crazier than this, just wait to see what he does next. He's standing in the aisle, completely disregarding the poor flight attendant as she tries to do her job, asking him to sit down.
He sits on the armrest, but quickly gets up and tailgates her up the aisle.
No, really, go.
You guessed it, right? He ignores her. The situation is about to get hot. The pilot intervenes and this man doesn't back off. Can you even imagine the stupidity? You can imagine the other passengers thinking, this guy is really about to get himself into deep trouble. The flight attendant doesn't take one step backward, and she's clearly prepared to get physical if that's what's going to happen. It does get physical after a few moments, but it's not the female flight attendant who deals with the Karen, but her hero colleague who tackles him like they are in an MMA fight.
No, you put your hands on my flight attendant! Enough! Yep, that's it. And whatever you do is going on Facebook, and you're a complete loser.
What a way to handle the situation. Ready to watch another Karen drama in the air? Imagine being on a flight where someone's behavior is just so out of control that the crew has to get, well, creative with their restraint techniques. We're talking about duct tape, and not just for a while, but for the whole duration of the flight. This fella learned how to behave in a flight, and the flight attendants aren't just there to serve drinks, but can deal with Karens too. Having crossed the line, they really had no option but to get physical and creative.
What's coming for you? No. Chill out.
That must have been the longest, most uncomfortable flight of his life. And that's a wrap of our turbulent tales from the skies. From passengers throwing punches over bathroom access to flight attendants standing firm, air travel can be anything but smooth sailing. As we say, folks, if you're up in the air or just waiting to board, a little patience and respect to people around you go a long way. Otherwise, get ready to be slapped by the flight attendants. If you enjoyed these few in-flight incidents, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click that bell icon. Thank you for watching this. See you soon with another Karen video.